Welcome back as we work to connect with each other and with Jesus. Well, I'm standing here today next to a maple tree that I planted about 3 years ago. In fact, when I planted this tree, I planted 3 others. The seeds from all 4 trees came from the same maple tree. So they all had a similar beginning, but then I planted them in different locations. And you can see this tree is doing well. It's about 10 feet tall and it's thriving. One of the trees didn't make it and died. Here's a picture of the other tree that it's growing, but it's not doing nearly as well as this one. And then the other tree is going gangbusters. It's clearly the biggest, and it's just going like crazy. And as I think about these trees that I planted, the 3 that are still alive, none of them are planted in the same spot. So they weren't competing for nutrients or sunlight. They were completely removed from each other. So whether this tree grows or not has nothing to do with any of the other trees' growth. But I think too many times we as people do that with other people. We are competing with each other. We fight over the nutrients. We fight over the attention. We fight over the growth. And then we compare ourselves to each other. But that's not what Jesus calls us to do. In the book of Galatians, the Apostle Paul writes, he says, "Pay careful attention to your own work, for then you will get the satisfaction of a job well done, and you won't compare yourself to anyone else. For we are each responsible for our own conduct." This tree is responsible for if this tree grows or not. It's not responsible for another tree. It's not competing for nutrients with another tree. It's planted where it is, and it's dependent upon itself to grow. And Paul is not saying that we have complete dependence upon ourselves, but that we focus on the work that God has put in front of us. That we focus on the calling that God has. That we don't compete with each other. That we don't compare ourselves with each other. We focus on our own business. We focus on our own opportunities. We focus on our own progress, not others. I don't need to be all up in your business. We just need to have a commitment for personal growth in the name of Jesus. And when we do that, we can thrive. But too many times, I think what happens is the tree that's not doing well compares itself to the tree that's doing the best. And then gets discouraged and it gets frustrated. I love the phrase that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time, today. And what that means is if you haven't planted it, start right now. If your growth is stagnant or you're not where you want to be, start right now. Don't worry about the other tree. Don't compete with other people. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on the growth and the opportunities that Jesus has placed in front of you. Stay connected to each other and to Jesus.